It's Monday. You know what that means. So I know that a lot of these videos have been starting like that, but what other way is there to start a video when you are trying to remember the life and times of John Huber, aka Brodie Lee, Mr. Brodie Lee of the Dark Order, the Exalted One, aka Luke Harper in WWE. I obviously was just completely mulling over this whole incident over this past weekend, as I'm sure many of you were. And I'm literally just shooting from the hip right now. And I'm keeping all this in. None of this is going to be edited. None of this is going to be, me doing any fancy schmancy trickery. Probably going to save that for 2021. But that's not. But here today, I wanted to just talk about the life and times of Mr. Brodie Lee. It's definitely such a. It's very heartbreaking, and I can only imagine how his family is feeling right now. So, it's pretty crazy. It just feels like 2020 wanted to give us one last middle finger, because we've been cursing it so much this year. Cursing this year so much, so 2020 just wanted to give us one last middle finger and take away Brodie Lee, who, by the way, from what I've heard, I've heard nothing but good comments from many of his fellow pro wrestling buddies, anyone who shared a locker room with him, anyone who, obviously Eric Rowan, who was a longtime tag team partner of his and whatnot. Obviously Rowan and Harper were part of both the Wyatt family, as well as tagging with each other numerous times, including their 8-month run as the Bludgeon Brothers, and in which actually Brodie does mention that that was a very underrated run on the AEW Unrestricted podcast. And I gotta agree with him. I actually obviously they look ridiculous with their big old rubber mallets, but you know what? Something about it just made me go, you know what? This is actually kind of cool. Like, if you've seen any of my older videos, you would see that I was completely behind the Bludgeon Brothers getting the SmackDown Tag Team titles back when I was doing Raw and SmackDown reviews. And it's just, I think Harper, obviously, as Luke Harper, he did become Intercontinental Champion, which was great. Obviously they did underutilize him, which is why he went to AEW. And right away he was slotted into the world title picture against Jon Moxley in that match, which was pretty good. And of course he did become the TNT champion and beat Cody Rhodes, was the champion for 5 weeks. In his final match, the match that wouldn't know at that time would be his final match, the dog collar match, I think is definitely a match that will go down in history. It was, if you watched the Armbar audio episode, whenever that match aired, we did put it in our top 10 list. So, that is pretty crazy. That is pretty awesome. Not crazy. That's pretty awesome. So, Brodie Lee and Luke Harper, whatever matches he had on TV, every time he was on TV, you watched. At least I did, for me. The first time I ever saw him was obviously as Luke Harper in WWE, when he actually helped Randy Orton win the Royal Rumble in 2017. Yeah, 2017 Royal Rumble. Yes, the one where Roman Reigns came out at number 30 and everyone booed when they wanted it to be like Samoa Joe or someone, right? But of course Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. And of course that was because of a returning Luke Harper. Oh, no. It wasn't because of, Survivor Series 2016, Luke Harper came back and helped Team SmackDown, specifically Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, get the W on the 5-on-5 tag team elimination match. So that was the one. I'm sorry, I forgot. And it was really cool to see. And Luke Harper, his matches were pretty good. They were some of the best matches that you would actually watch on that card. I never really watched his time in CZW or anything like that. I know he faced off against so many of the people you see in AEW, such as Jon Moxley. So, I mean, that was really cool to see. Obviously, his feud, along with the, being part of the Shield versus Wyatt family feud. I mean, that was great. Doing the whole, like I said, the Bludgeon Brothers, even coming back after injury for some time when Eric Rowan was with Daniel Bryan for a little bit, and he broke off from Daniel Bryan and became and tagged with Harper once again, and then of course left and came to AEW, where he was revealed to be the Exalted One. I mean, he was revealed as the Exalted One. This was really cool, and I was just very, very happy. I was like, oh, this is a great choice for the Exalted One. So, and of course his bits on being the Elite, some of the most entertaining bits that we've ever seen, the Dark Order bits, and it was in large due to Brodie Lee's presence on camera. And obviously, AEW made him flex his vocal chops a little bit more. And they actually gave him some promo time, which was awesome. So, it really showed that he could not only go in the ring, but he was very good on the mic. So, Brodie Lee was a much more versatile performer than we were used to seeing in WWE. And honestly, after he, gave that respect to John Silver in that episode, where obviously during the dog collar match, Silver was the one who tried to get involved and help Brodie retain the title, and then he of course cursed out all the Dark Order. John Silver, he told him, "You can stay, sit down," right? And that was just really cool, and it was just really great to finally see John Silver finally, getting that respect from Brodie Lee, which is what he wanted. And again, that was his final appearance on BTE. Apparently, they were supposed to film a bit where they were wearing matching outfits. That was pretty interesting. And I think now, speaking of which, because of that, AEW is holding basically a tribute to Brodie Lee, where the Dark Order is going to be prevalent in every single match. You can look up the match card on social media if you want, but that's just I think that's a really good way of honoring Brodie Lee, and that's who I believe the card was. I believe Brodie Lee's son, Brodie, had a hand in booking this card. And that's super awesome, and it just, again, a testament to show how great of a company that AEW is. But, like I said, besides that point, from what I've heard, Brodie Lee was nothing but basically a gentle giant. And, animal lover, too. So, and it's just so sad to see, like, such a wonderful soul, from what I've heard, like I said, leave this earth. I mean, at 41 years of age, lung disease, not even related to COVID-19. It's just so. It is definitely very devastating, and I think my buddy John said it best. This hits so hard because he was still an active performer, just like Eddie Guerrero or Chris Benoit. Yeah, I mean, regardless of what he did, I mean, his death still hit us super hard. And this was, because, like, honestly, I would normally just have a thing on my, Nerdy Mark Wrestling show where I'd say rest in peace to Brodie Lee, but this one just hit different, just like the death of Stan Lee hit different. I think that's the only other time I did a whole thing just to talk about the death of someone, but it is definitely a loss for the wrestling community. Apparently a lot of people learned a lot from him. A lot of people just, he always was there to give you a pat on the back or give you advice. I mean, you see that kind of authenticity, that kind of just, genuinely offering, his expertise out there, that can't be bought. You can't put a price on that, And it's just like I said, that is the kind of, we need people like that more in this world. And I just hope that 2021 just is a lot better. Like, fingers crossed at this point. You know, I mean, seeing so many people's messages like Bray Wyatt's and Eric Rowan's, I was this close to getting, to being brought down to tears. It was absolutely devastating for me to see that, but I don't know what else I can say at this point. But I mean, Brodie Lee, thank you for everything. Thank you for your contributions to pro wrestling. They will not be forgotten. Your legacy will live on, as I'm sure that it will. Of course, my thoughts and prayers go out to his wife Amanda and his sons Brodie and Nolan, and of course his dogs, and I believe he has 5 cats too. Like I said, he was an animal lover, which is pretty amazing. So, but yeah, like, man, sorry, I don't know what else to say, but I mean, seriously, honestly, middle finger to you, 2020, like, come on, Anyway, again, like I said, this is one last middle finger from 2020 to us. But here's the thing. On the bright side, it did bring the entire community together. Because I mean, you saw people from WWE honoring this man. Vince McMahon put out a tweet honoring Brodie Lee, aka John Huber, and it was retweeted by AEW. We don't see that these days, And I mean, it sucks that it took someone's death to bring us all together, but hey, look, it brought us together, And so, if anything, Brodie, that's just, again, is a testament as to what kind of a person Brodie Lee was and the kind of impact he has left on the wrestling community. So again, Brodie Lee will be missed terribly. It's going to be very hard for someone to fill in his shoes. I hope no one tries to, honestly. But, I just want to honor the legacy. I just hope we can all honor the legacy of this man as it should be honored, but this is just another reminder that we are stronger as a unit than separated. I'm not saying give up your individuality, absolutely not. But as a community, when we are together and we are when we are kinder to each other, and we are cognizant of each other, and we're not trying to berate someone because they like one promotion over another, we can all live in harmony. And I just hope that people can see that. Anyway, that's all I have to say. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna try to keep this under 15 minutes, right? And it's already 14 minutes. We're getting towards it. So with that, once again, rest in peace to John Huber, aka Brodie Lee, aka Luke Harper, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching.